Have you ever pondered the integral role of truth and transparency in legal transactions? Indeed, these principles form the very bedrock of justice and fairness. In the realm of affidavits, truth and transparency are paramount. They are the compass guiding the navigation of complex legal waters. But how can we ensure these principles are upheld consistently and efficiently? Enter Affinet, the affidavit network. Affinet is a groundbreaking platform designed with sovereigns, legal professionals, and businesses in mind. It is a one-stop solution for creating, verifying, and recording truth affidavits. This ensures a seamless and trustworthy experience for all parties involved. Why choose Affinet? Integrity, efficiency, security, and expertise. Our platform is built on the principle of truth, fostering transparency in each transaction. Record your affidavits with ease and access them anytime, anywhere. With state-of-the-art encryption, your documents remain confidential and secure. Plus, our team of legal professionals is always on hand to assist and guide you. Let's delve deeper into the features of Affinet. Draft your affidavits online using our user-friendly interface. Ensure the authenticity of your documents with our robust verification system. Record your affidavits in county records or publish them as required, thanks to our seamless integration with the public record. Track the status of your affidavits and receive notifications on any challenges or updates with our case management feature. Affinet is also compliant with RSIA, the Arbitration Registry Investment System Artificial Intelligence. This ensures we uphold the highest standards in the creation and verification of truth affidavits. What exactly is a truth affidavit? It's a formal written statement made under oath, asserting the veracity of specific facts. All affidavits are inherently considered to be truth affidavits, as they are the primary means for a sovereign to communicate with another sovereign or government entity. Affidavits play a crucial role in common law. They present only facts that the author can prove and are primarily used in commercial transactions and disputes. When recorded in county records, they become part of public policy and establish the facts of a case. If unchallenged for 30 days post-recording, they become the law of the case. It's essential to remember that public policy is established for public officials, not sovereigns. Sovereigns operate in the private domain, while the government operates publicly. Affinet simplifies the process of using affidavits in corporate courts. Record the affidavit in the county record, obtain 3 certified copies from the county clerk, and submit 1 copy to the court records. Present 1 copy to the plaintiff and another to the judge during court proceedings. As the author of the affidavit, you become the creditor or secured party in the case, and the case cannot proceed until your affidavit is challenged. A truth affidavit must be truthful and complete. It should clearly identify the author as a sovereign private person, living sole, creditor, claimant, and secured party. The affidavit should only state facts that are irrefutable. In conclusion, Affinet is your trusted partner in truthful transactions. For your next affidavit, give Affinet a try. Experience the difference of a platform built on the principles of truth and transparency. Affinet, your partner in integrity.
What comes to mind when you think about wealth and income? Is it the flashy cars and opulence of the rich, or perhaps the struggle of the poor? Well, buckle up as we delve into the world of income brackets and how people perceive them. Imagine someone earning $32,000 or less a year. According to popular belief, this person falls into the poor or near poor category. In reality, this person is broke. They are living paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet. Now picture someone who makes between $32,000 and $53,000 a year. People perceive them as part of the lower to middle class. However, their financial situation is quite dire. They are very poor, struggling to afford basic necessities, and often living in debt. Then there's the individual who earns between $53,000 and $106,000 annually. Society labels them as middle class. But do you know what's interesting? They are essentially in the upper poor class, burdened by financial obligations and constantly striving to maintain their standard of living. What about those who make between $106,000 to $373,000? They are seen as the upper class, yet they are merely surviving, managing to keep their head above water while dealing with the increasing costs of a comfortable lifestyle. Finally, consider those who earn upwards of $373,000. They are deemed rich by societal standards. Yet, in reality, they fall into what many would consider the middle class. They can afford a comfortable lifestyle, but they are not immune to financial stress and the pressure to maintain their wealth. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Income perception is a complex issue, often skewed by societal norms and personal biases. What one person considers wealthy might be another person's definition of poverty. Perceptions of wealth and income are not always aligned with reality. The poor are not just those earning less than $32,000, and the rich aren't just those earning more than $373,000. These labels, poor, middle class, rich, they're just that, labels. And they often obscure the realities of financial struggle and insecurity that span across all income brackets. Remember, wealth and income do not always equate to financial stability or happiness. It's a much more complex picture than what meets the eye, and it's high time we started acknowledging it. So, the next time you think about wealth and income, remember this: perception is not always reality.
All right, folks. Paymon's ready to take a few questions. I please ask at this point. We are very limited on time, so just remember that. Try to make your questions relevant to what he's discussed. I'm going to ask the first question since I'm first in line. I get to do that. I'm the host, get through those kind of things. But Paymon, I think probably one of the most common questions you probably get is, okay, this is good. Essentially, you're fairly clean going forward in what you're going to do for your planning going forward. How might you address somebody who maybe already has some issues going on, or maybe they've filed in the past and they got something going on?
I will help you with the pre-existing problems you got. I'm very busy. There's only one on me. I'll train other people, but I charge $1,000 an hour because I'm such high demand. But I will help you. But a lot of times, with a little consultation, I can help you at no charge. A lot of times.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of different scenarios. So hopefully, people, you don't bring that up in these questions here. We don't want to hear about your scenarios and your situation. Just ask Payman about what he presented tonight. So if you've got your hand up, I'll be happy to grab those. So let's see here. On my hand raising function here. AC, go ahead.
Hey TJ, how you doing, Payman?
Good, Casey.
Thank you. I got a question for you guys. I noticed that we were reading the U.S. code.
Yes.
Yes. For the echo. For the U.S. code, that's for the federal government, right?
Correct.
So for our individual states, is the process the same?
No. States are.
Mute yourself when you're done asking your question.
American states are countries. Every state is a country. So the states that claim to follow the federal law, most of them, like, California, most of the states, Arizona, if you don't have to file federal income tax, you don't have to file state either. Only a few states have system independent of the federal government. That's New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Alabama, and I think it's one more state, Arkansas. Other than that, those states you have to pay state income tax, and the other states you don't.
Because they follow the Fed, basically.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. So whatever you find out, somebody else, keep yourself muted if you're out there. All right. Next question.
Next question.
Sorry for getting these feedback echoes, but it does happen. Steve.
Hey, TJ. Yeah. So I was just wondering if all of this can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Because I'm on my cell phone. I had to be tonight.
Sound great.
But I was just curious if, all this FATCA, all the federal, like the offshore type stuff how would that be affected in any way as far as, because if they're connected to one of these places that's going to report it, like in Belize or wherever it is, it doesn't matter if they're connected and we have to fill out those forms. How is that handled any different? If you can just elaborate a little bit.
Those apply to citizen and resident in DC, not. So don't worry about it. Remember, the IRS is not using W-2s and 1099s. That third party sent to the IRS about you. Can you put me on the camera, please, TJ? So I want to explain something to them.
Say again?
Yeah, could you put me on you can see me, put me on the camera.
Oh, I think you are.
Yeah, okay, all right, okay. So, the IRS is not using those W-2s at 1099s that some bank or employer might send to the IRS. Or as long as it got you believing that because IRS receives those 1099s from a bank or third party, that they're going to come after you, they got you. See, that's why they have a copy sent to the IRS. Not the IRS will use it, but because the IRS knows you believe, the IRS will come get you. And that belief is enough for them to get you. So you can go do anything about offshore you want. Have at it. It's all yours. But why bother? Why not be onshore? Right here, you're fine. Okay?
Okay. Next question is Dave M.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. I got just a couple quick questions. First of all, thank you for all the wonderful information. If you haven't filed for a good number of years, can you still work with this program that you have?
Yes.
And okay. So it doesn't affect how long it's been there. So is there like no maximum time? How far back can you go if you haven't filed?
Our protection can go back only a few years to 2020. We can protect you for 2020 forward 100%. Before that, we'll protect you, but with no guarantees. That would be pre-existing charge potentially for the previous years.
Okay.
At the time.
Okay. Awesome. And is there a specific time that you have to file? Are there restrictions on that? Does everything have to be done by April 15th, or can your program be done anytime during the year?
Ideally, you do your petitions now, because you want to give ideally 60 days to the congressman to refute you, and then you decide not to file. So right now it's February 20th. April 15th is less than 60 days away. So if you do it next few weeks, like do it by March, 15, that's still okay, because you're giving the congressman 30 days before you say, no, I'm not going to file. Okay, so checking with them is your defense. Do that as soon as possible. Do the petitions this week. It's better than next week or next month. The sooner the better. Before the April 15th deadline.
If you don't do it, can you can't do it after the 15th, I would imagine.
You
Is
can
kind of
do
what you're saying.
it's just better to do it earlier.
Got it. Okay. Okay. And then I just one last little tiny question. Is there a maximum of income that would potentially prohibit you for doing anything like this, or does it apply to everybody regardless of the income amount? In other words, are there any restrictions?
You'll be a billionaire, millionaire, or poverty, doesn't matter. Everybody can join hands. That's why I did it this way. And because and this way, everybody can participate. The billionaire can get involved, so can the guy on McDonald's or Social Security. Everybody can get involved. As Americans, we can all get involved.
Does it make a difference 1099 W-2, correct?
They don't use them. They used to use 1099 W-2s, as I showed you, see on my website. They use and K-1s, but they don't. And corporations don't pay income tax, estate tax, gun manufacturing tax, gambling tax. None of these taxes you have to pay at all. They use the same definitions. The taxes you must pay like oil taxes. Okay, that type of thing. Alcohol, tobacco, that type of thing. Those excise taxes.
Awesome. That's what I needed to know. Thank you very much for your help and sharing with all of us. Appreciate it very much.
You're welcome, David. My pleasure.
You're welcome. Let's see. Adam, have you been up yet?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
TJ, Payman, thank you very much for your time. Does your course or membership, Payman, cover does it cover anything about sales tax and go into depth for companies? Because I have an existing company that does a lot of, we sell products, we have marketing services, so it's kind of all over the place. But I want to know what I can do to, from the ground up, prevent myself from, I suppose you could say, paying taxes where I can lawfully not pay taxes. That makes sense.
All taxes, property taxes, always lawful taxes you must pay. What you don't have to pay is federal income taxes, federal payroll taxes, federal corporate taxes, federal estate taxes, okay, federal gambling taxes. Most income taxes you don't have to pay. Is that enough? We got to pay a few things to keep those local state sales tax and property taxes paid for the police, sheriff, courts, roads, firemen, all these things that we need. They're paid by those taxes. That's always been America. So just pay those. And you may want to move to a state which has lower sales tax, perhaps. What state do you live out of, by the way?
I live out of Rhode Island, but my incorporation or LLC is all of them are in Delaware.
Okay. So that's a whole different specialty. I don't really work on. I know that's a few states like Oregon do not have a sales tax. So that might be helpful to you. That's a tip I can give you, perhaps. But
Thank you.
Those taxes I don't deal with, and just pay them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really just a pass through. Customer gives it to you, give it to them. Give it to the
Gotcha.
government.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Richard, I think you're up.
Howdy. I was just going to ask, you said something earlier about if you're not a resident of Washington, D.C., or not a federal employee or a federal retiree, a pensioner. So if you're if you get a U.S. Postal Service pension, that wouldn't work for you then, right?
On that income, you must pay income tax.
Gotcha.
You don't.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good question.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I believe it's German.
Yes.
German Pierre, yeah. Okay.
Yes. How you doing?
Good. Go ahead. We hear you.
Fine. I have a question. On the step 6, I didn't get you say it's optional, but I didn't get about the 30% and the income. When you say 30% of the income that we have to pay, I don't know if it's gonna be every
30%
year.
what you would have paid the IRS. Whatever you would pay the IRS, you'd be 30% of that
Would
Oh,
have.
oh, oh, but how is it gonna be every year?
every year, correct? So you
So how
basically
it-
divorce the IRS, divorce the federal government, and join the freedom movement to protect you. You join hands with
Oh,
people like yourself, German,
yeah.
protect each other through Freedom Law School. Literally,
Okay,
that's what.
so I'm sorry. How are
Why
we
would
gonna
you remarry
determine
that lady you
that?
divorced? Come on.
Hey,
Just stop
Because
doing
you
it.
voluntarily give them money, you didn't have to pay them.
I know, but how are we going, or how are you going to determine the amount?
On our website, I'll show you. Okay. Go to freedomlawschool.org, our website. Okay. On the top of the page, you see pricing, top center. Okay. So click on pricing, calculate it. You say, I agree with the terms, which is no big deal. And put the information. This is 2023. I'm going to say make this a little bigger for you. Here we go. Make it bigger. There we go. Let's make it easier. So you fill out this application for 2023. You can go back up to 2020. Which year you want, you may want multiple years. But you got to go now and years back. And that's with marital status. You put, let's say, married person. Is spouse joining with you? Say usually yes. Okay. Please enter the combined income field below. W2. Let's suppose your wife makes, for example, $50,000. Okay, and you have a business and independent contractor. You make 100,000. Okay, and you got your own business, net profits. Okay, how much tax was already withheld? Well, gee, last year your wife had $4,000 withheld from a paycheck. Okay, does not include Social Security, Medicare. Okay. Every dependent children on age 16 and under, let's suppose you got one. Put it in there. Have you had forms of income? If you do, you say yes, we have these other ones. Let's suppose you have interest of $2,000. Okay. You have zero dividends and distributions, short-term stocks, zero, long-term stocks, zero. If you suppose no, then none of this have to be done. Social Security, let's suppose let's suppose you have $20,000 in Social Security income. Okay. Let's suppose you had IRA income 401k of 10,000 also. Just example. I'm just throwing a number. Okay, here we go. There's a number. We got everything. We designed this thing with all the tax numbers and programs and computer to figure out what you would have paid the IRS. So based upon these numbers, you would otherwise pay the DC swamp the IRS $14,500. Your savings from U.S. income tax is $10,000. Your membership contribution rate is only $4,500.
Okay, I'm clear on that.
Mm-hmm.
This is and how about the previous steps that you said 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Or either we pay what we have to pay and stop doing it, or we have to go through a process and then stop doing it.
I'm not clear about the question. Would you repeat that, please?
Okay, about the taxes. About the taxes. Do we have to follow some steps before we buy the membership, or and then stop, or we buy the membership and then stop doing the taxes? That's my question.
You can get a membership, and then that's okay, and educate yourself right away in the next few months. That's fine. You can do either way. You can check us out in more detail and then join Restore Freedom Plan. Or join Restore Freedom Plan and then educate yourself. Because we want you to be joining the plan and educate yourself both.
No, I'm not clear. I'm clear about the membership. I understand that part. My question is exactly when do we have to stop doing the taxes? Because I didn't do 22 and 23, for example.
Good.
So I just have to buy the membership and I'll be all set.
Yep. You want to join as soon as possible. Because in a criminal case, ideally you send those letters right away before you start filing income tax. Now, sometimes people come across us and say, gee, I'm not so sure they wait 4 months or 2 years or 3 years before they join. Well, and they say, I'm ready to join now. Well, you should have joined back then. Would have been better, but better late than never. Join now. Okay.
Okay, if we join, then you're gonna provide the letters that we have to send.
All that will be done for you. If you join, we do all the petitions for you. In the application, you put your signature on there and give us permission. Put your signature.
Okay.
Other petitions, we even mail it out for you, certified.
All right.
And get the proof to you, and keep a copy in our files also for future reference.
All right, I'm clear now. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
You've essentially already started the process by stopping filing, and now you're just going to cover your bases.
Without knowing.
But
Because I really stopped because I pay 21, and they are trying to tax me on deduction. I'm doing Uber drivers, and they take some money for the platform and everything that we have to deduct, and they trying to collect taxes on that, and I cannot pay tax on deduction. I told them straight like that, but they keep them around, and just waiting for them to answer the second time. That's why I stopped to doing that thing. But now I'm gonna join, and I don't want to say the word, but thank you.
Got you in the
much.
hornet's nest.
Yeah,
Got you in the hornet's nest.
Right.
That's what you get when you put that form in. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you. Bye.
Trying to help others avoid that. Okay. All right. Please lower your hand if you're done. Samsung. We got Mr. Samsung, or is that Mrs. Samsung?
That's Mr. Samsung.
Okay.
Hi, TJ. Thank you very much. I've watched you for a while now, and my thing is there actually a school I can go to learn this stuff?
Online for free. Back in 1990s, I used to teach classes in my living room in my apartment back in Tustin, California. But nowadays, technology has changed. I used to sell my audio tapes of my classes and then CDs. Now it's all online for free. The education is all for free. The course I used to sell is free on our website, freedomlawschool.org. On our Odyssey channel, we have social media. I put all the for free, many courses for free. I'm glad you asked. I would love for you to go beyond the 7 steps. Take our course called A Practical Road to Freedom from our President Taxation and Control Level 1, and another course called Level 2. Learn about law and procedures. So much available for free. Anytime you want to do that, please do.
Okay.
People get the idea that this is going to be hard to learn. Reality is, it's how hard is it to not do something?
Back in the old days, in
that's what you're doing.
Now with the laws on internet, on your own cell phone, you can look it up. It's like turnkey, plug and play. It's so easy nowadays. So much easier. At the same time, the IRS is falling apart. So like, wow.
Slowly but surely.
30 years ago.
So I have one more small question. Do you think Syntex, if I learned how to use Syntex, that would be
that
smart?
Won't be relevant?
No,
it's just what the law says.
Yeah, there was a guy named David Woodmiller who put all this garbage out there about using language in a certain way, these adverbs and adjectives, all these complex, convoluted garbage that he claimed to be the authority for. Some nonsense. Guys, this is patent. Don't go for the patent methodologies. I'll give you a list of some of the more common, baseless legal theories out there. Revocation of election. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm not a U.S. national. I'm a state citizen. I'm a sovereign citizen. UCC. HR bankruptcy. You get bankruptcy in the United States. I'm under common law, not admiralty, Euroflinch flag law. Straw man, redemption, expatriation, repatriation. Copyright, you name it, all capital letters, That's not me. All caps is not me. That's a dead corporate fictional entity. And on and on. All these are utter nonsense garbage. Listen, TJ and I, both of us, started with patent methodologies. Back in 92, I did. So did TJ. So did many of you. So congratulations. You finally came across TJ and I teaching you real law from the Declaration of Independence, U.S. Constitution, Bill of Rights, and our laws from government's official legal websites. Okay, so all that Patriot mythology nonsense, do yourself a favor. Do TJ and I a favor. Your friend who turned you on to it, expose him to Freedom Law School. Get him away from Patriot mythology before they get into trouble.
Yeah, especially when it comes to tax issues. The answer is already right there.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking more of my bond issue.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that kind of stuff tonight. We're just talking about what
Bond
payment
is another one of those. Guys, there's no bonding. It's your birth certificate argument, your bond, treasury account, all that stuff, QSIP number. And that's another garbage Patriot mythology, folks. Do not believe anybody. Do not believe anybody. Make everybody prove what they say. What I say is the founding fathers of America recognize your rights come from your creator above, God. They said that in the Declaration of Independence. Do you agree with that? Of course you do. We hold these rights. We hold this self-evident that all rights come from God, right? We're endowed by our creator with these rights, including life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. The whole American system of law based upon that belief. Not from England, other countries, the rights come from a king or government. So right there, you got what you want. You don't need to do all this, UCC and bond and birth certificate nonsense garbage to get your status back. I'm a sovereign. I'm no longer this status argument or jurisdiction arguments. You don't need to make none of that stuff. This is all nonsense.
It's already written out for you what you need to do.
People go to prison and lose this stuff because of that stuff. Why do you think I'm the only leader? You look at the only leader on a tax truth movement in America since World War II to not go to prison for taxes or put out a business by the IRS or close up shop. All the people that take this garbage that they've got passed out to you, bond, all that nonsense, they come and go like a bunch of flies. So don't do that. You should look at what you can verify for yourself.
Okay.
And it's that the information he is talking about is right there already in black and white. You don't have to do something else outside of that when it comes to taxes. Okay. I'm going to get to the next caller. If I could, please.
Thank you.
All right. Next one is Dave. Dave M.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up a little bit as got to thinking a little bit more as information transpires. The petitions that get filed or that get submitted, if you are behind on taxes, do you have to be current before you can submit those, or do you still have to file the taxes that you may not have filed yet? And will your work basically nullify the need to file taxes in previous years? I don't know if I'm asking the right question, but maybe you can figure what I'm trying to say.
If you got any pre-existing issue, we'll try to help you with that. No problem.
No pre-existing issue.
All pre-existing issues, sometimes I can help you for free. Sometimes, it may be extra charge to help you with that. But we don't leave anybody behind, my friend. We'll take care of you. We'll be there for you.
Okay. But do I need to be current? Do I need to worry? Do I need to put tax stuff together?
There's nothing to be current.
I know that.
Free. What's to be current about?
So maybe put it this way. Do we go back in time and say, because this is what I'm learning from you, do we go back in time, or do we take, like if we were to start right now with you, for example, what do I do with the previous years? Do we just say your petitions will absolve the previous year's need to file, or
every year
need to file and bring forward?
Every year is a separate taxable event. Okay, for the previous year, you could confess to owe the IRS. I do not have a system yet to clear the old years up. I'm working on that because you were deceived into filing and saying, I owe you money, IRS. We never really did.
Yes.
I'm working on something like that to put together to clear up the old years that you filed confession forms. That's a very big, serious project. I want to do it right. But for right now, we're going to, from here forward, from years you start filing, cover it from here forward. And the old years, We somehow deal with it one way or another, depending how bad it is. We'll do our best. I know a lot about tax law. I have CPAs work for me. I got CPAs who work with us, who believe in this stuff. We're members. Okay,
Sure.
so it's not a problem there. But I cannot give you an answer about your specifics because I got to see the specifics of your case.
Sure, I understand. And I was just wondering if there's a need to go and bring those forward before we can
When we
do
bring
your
it
petitions.
by bringing forward.
Previous years, filed previous years, so that we can
No,
then
Kevin,
use the services.
we'll cover you for the old years.
You've already stopped filing.
If you stop filing, we cover the old years. That's great that you stop filing. That's good.
That's less to clean up.
Yeah. There's no
Okay, so we
cleanup.
don't have to worry about that in essence.
No.
As long as, okay. I think I'm understanding what you're saying then is because on a 1099 employee basis, I don't have anything withheld. So there's nothing for me to worry about them holding on to.
Mhm.
So for those years, then I don't have to worry about that because you can say we've already stopped back then. So it's not an issue. So if I'm 2 years behind, as an example, I don't necessarily need to do those 2 years because your work will take care of that. And we don't actually have to confess anymore, I think is the word that you use.
I'll take it back as many years, before 2020 also. There'll be separate membership
Sure.
for those, but they do not come with a guarantee.
Got it.
20 and forward they have. That's all. 2020 forward, come with 100% guarantee. The old years, we give separate membership, we'll cover them, but there'll be no guarantee. But you should be fine there too. I don't want to guarantee something that, in the past may have started without us. That's all. But we'll still cover you for those years anyhow. We'll do our best to have you be free, my friend.
Thank you. That's what I need clarification on. Again, I appreciate your time and your help.
My pleasure.
Let's see, Nate, I think you've already been up, so I'm going to go over to Richard.
Hi, sorry, one more quick question. I was the one that asked about the postal pension. Now I'm just wondering, how about Social Security? That's something we paid in ourselves, so it's basically our money, right?
No. Your money was spent right away down the federal rat hole. They lied
Oh,
to you.
perfect.
They lied to you that your money goes toward your retirement. That's not true. That's
Right.
they got your political support for this socialistic scam. The money was spent right there. The money paid to you right now comes from other people who they are stealing from. Okay.
Ponzi scheme.
Money already today
Ponzi, yeah.
payments are going to Ukraine right now, going to Israel right now. Okay. Go all the corruption and waste of the federal government. Okay, so they have this dog and pony show, but pretend like what you paid in and what you take out in a relationship, but they don't. They can change that tomorrow. Tomorrow by law, if they want, they can stop paying everybody Social Security. Congress can simply stop it. There is no trust fund that they put your money aside.
Okay, so I guess my question is then, I would have to pay on my federal pension through the Postal Service, but do you have to, under what you're teaching here, would you have to pay on Social Security, income tax on Social Security?
You don't.
Great, okay. Thank you, that was my only question. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Joe Zeg?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so quick question. When we're determining net profit and determining your fee, so we're really not filing taxes, but we have to do a tax anyway to determine our net income for the fee. Is that correct?
Not necessarily. For most people, as you see, the form is pretty simple. Okay. For most people, it's really let me show you, this is very short. Hold on, let me take you to back the previous page. Let's see. Okay, let me close this one to do it again properly. Pricing. I don't know why it doesn't do that. Okay. For a lot of people, it's what's up here. This is very short.
This olive oil nozzle
Either
is
a
all
W-2 employment
rancid and
job,
jacked up.
independent contractor.
You want me to just toss it?
Okay. Have a little bit of withholding, perhaps. It's very simple. Okay, it's a very short form. You can do it right there quickly. It gives you not even a couple minutes.
You want to keep the base and try and get a new nozzle?
Okay.
Okay, I'll just toss it all.
But some people that have investments, more complex stuff, This takes a little bit more complex for the people with investments, capital gains, retirement. And then if you got a lot of stuff going on, if you have a lot of investments and this, that, the other, and businesses, rental property, whatever, you can fill out a dummy 1040 form. Don't sign it. Don't give it to the IRS. Figure out what the number is. Let's say on this form, it says that you would have paid the IRS, okay? Let's say $100,000, for example. So in that example, okay, now you keep $70,000 of that, what you would have paid the IRS, and your membership would be the other $30,000. So you can do it that way too. That's fine, but that's maybe 1% of cases that people do it based upon their tax return. Usually, the simple form on our website is sufficient for most people to figure out how much their membership is.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let's see. How are we doing on time? We're about at our max here. Do you have time for one more, Payman?
Sure.
Nate, you're back up. One quick question.
All right. Thanks, TJ. Appreciate you guys. I had a question really because I kind of learned this a little bit, and I was learning about the fact that we really didn't have to pay those taxes. And I was about to mail in a Form 56. Is that right? Would that be the right thing to do? When trying to make sure I'm pretty much letting them know I'm aware that I didn't have to do that.
Nope, that's probably a more patriot mythology. Okay? About those concerning fiduciary relationship. Oh my gosh. One is you're not a fiduciary. Okay, there's no fiduciary about you. Okay, that's another patriot mythology garbage legal theory out there.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
And I'll just summarize by saying, guys, once you get the idea how to really not doing something, you do the proactive, sending your letters out, your good faith, your insurance policy. And obviously going back and dealing with a few past might come up, but the reality is you're starting to move forward correctly. That's the.
I got time for one more question, guys. Every Thursday night, we have a freedom hour in which I record and answer people's questions afterwards at no charge. Okay. I can take one more question, guys. And
one more.
And I got to go, I'm afraid.
Well, I'll take you.
Thank you very much. This may be a little off topic, but I want to kind of address this.
Very brief question.
I went through the process and received a 98 number. I went to the IRS website under 21.7.13.3.2.7.
Is 98 number effective thing to do? Is that what you're going to ask?
Yeah, so it says that it's a foreign, we're considered.
In Washington, D.C. Do you have a trust within Washington, D.C. that you have investment from or any relationship with it? If so, that would be the right form for you.
But it specifically says, so you're supposed to get this 98 number. And that's if you have a, excuse me, I'm sorry. They zero out your file.
Hold on, listen. The answer is right here in this letter from the IRS. Okay? It's a beginning with the number 98 may identify foreign entities that maintain domestic trust in the United States. There it is. There's the IRS form letter. Forget about your patent mythology source. That told you that nonsense. Stop listening to patent mythology leaders out there, folks, who make up stuff. This, I just by a little search online got this form letter from the IRS without doing too much research. There's the answer right there, and it makes sense, folks. There's no form for someone from Japan, France, Egypt, Florida, Texas, or California, because none of you have anything to do with Washington, D.C. Got that in your head?
Right. If I could just add
that letter says
just as
in the United
hard
States.
as Kenya and South Africa to D.C. So these forms are for somebody who has something to do in a relationship with Washington, D.C. You have anything going on in any way with Washington, D.C.?
Right. And then, well, the last part that it says.
Hold on, answer my question. I'm trying to help you. Do you have anything going on with any in relationship with Washington, D.C.?
No, that's
this form is not for you, period.
I'm not affiliated with Washington, D.C. in whatsoever, but it specifically says that if a foreign entity / individual receives a letter from the IRS soliciting the filing of U.S. tax return, the foreign entity individual should respond to the letter immediately by stating that it has no requirement to file any U.S. tax returns. But if you fail to respond to the IRS letter, may result in procedural assessments of taxes by the IRS against the foreign entity only. That's it. And it walks you through step by step.
Hold on, my friend. I cannot comment on something I cannot see. Okay, these letters you're reading, I cannot comment on that, my friend. And no matter how much you read me more of it, I need to see it, read it slowly, like this online letter. I got to see that at least. I found on my own about this 98 number you're talking about. But I cannot comment on something I cannot see, my friend. So, you know, if you want to do a paid consultation, I'll look at it in more detail. We'll be with you if you want to. If you want to send it for Thursday Night Freedom Hour I got for free, I'll check it out. I'll talk about it. But send it to me first in advance of a Thursday night, up to 10 pages. I'll look for free and I'll discuss it with you there, my friend.
Right. This is actually on the IRS website. This is their law.
Okay, good. That's fine. But give me the copy of it. I'm not a magician to know IRS's website. I have it. No, you got to show me directed to it and I'll check it out.
But I can tell you,
all right,
Paymon's been doing it without the 98 number process for 30 years.
Yeah, but what I figured out is that most people, and I'm not saying this is everyone, but one thing that they do, it's hidden in plain sight. And so a lot of people don't take the time to read through the IRS manual because it's so extreme and big. But not only do they tell you on the 21.7.13, 3.2.7.1, it also tells the IRS agent specifically what they should ask for from the individual in order to get the 98 number. But I think the intent is for us to zero out the account, which you get an O file once you go through that process, and that is actually getting.
Okay, well, that's something you can send it rather than trying to read us all the law. We're out of time. Paymon just gave you a way you could actually have.
And here it is. I found it online on Taxpayer Advocate website. Okay, look at my screen. This is the Taxpayer Advocate at irs.gov. If your business is in the United States, which means the District of Columbia or the U.S. territory, it's right there.
Right there.
Then you can apply for an EIN online. Okay, that's what EIN did. This is what this page is on the 98. Let's see, on the 98 number that came up here. Let me see on the search. That's what came up. Let me see if there's another one here. Okay, so just do a little search on this. Don't take tips for applying for EIN as debtor and for business. Okay. A lot of people are becoming more interested in getting their foreign grantor for a trust, not an EIN. Okay, so let me suggest that you just, again, demand proof, understand these terms. What is the U.S.? What is U.S.? Foreign with respect to what? It's not foreign with respect to 50 states. It's foreign with respect to D.C. You don't have to even play these games. It doesn't even belong to you. You're not part of the United States for tax purposes. This Internal Revenue Code is meant for anybody, anything, and their forms within D.C. and territories. The form has something to do with this. You don't even belong in there anymore. Some of them in Japan, or Kenya, or Egypt, or Germany. So you don't even go there. You don't even belong there, my friend. Okay. Anyhow, if you have further questions, again, Thursday nights, I cover a topic and answer a question afterwards also for more detail. Okay. So, folks, I wish I could be longer, but I got to go. I'm trying to help a guy with the January 6th defendants. They try to put that guy in prison. Okay. I do help people at no charge also sometimes. Okay. I believe in freedom. For me, it's not about money. It's not about taxes. It's about freedom. I'm a political freedom fighter, number one. Everybody, freedom and justice. And I love you all. Once you live free, it's all there. So I hope you can join hands with each other to have America be free. TJ is a man of love and truth, and he reached out to you, give you a chance to be exposed to truth. It's up to you now to check it out at freedomlawschool.org. And he'll be the guide you through also. Call our office. We'll answer your questions at no charge. Yes. I have people to answer the phone and talk to you. If you have questions, they'll guide you through our website if you have questions that are there, perhaps. You know, so, but it's up to you, folks. I'm going to do it all for you. All I can do is put it out there. I invite you to live free by yourself if you want to. You have that option. Or join hands with each other to be free together as American people. Thank you, TJ, for having me. Thank you all. I love you all. Wish you all a great evening. I hope to meet you all very soon. Oh, by the way, I'll be in Georgia. Where's that event? In Georgia, in Atlanta suburb. I'll be in Atlanta suburb. This event coming up in March. You should announce that to me. I didn't do that, huh? Let me see. Events on our website. That's right. March 14th, Lanier Islands Resort in Beaufort, Georgia. It's a suburb of Atlanta. So you may want to be the Next Steps conference, okay? March 14th through 17th in Atlanta suburbs. So go to our website. If that's hopefully close to you, want to meet me in person, talk more in person, I'd be glad to meet you in person and talk to you more there as well.
That's great. Well, Payman, thank you so much for being here, giving us so much of your time and your generous information. Folks, remember to mention that we sent you. If you go over to his website, check it out. When it comes to this subject, guys, this is the best expert you're going to find. And you don't have to go outside the boundaries of what he's showing you. It really is as simple as not doing something rather than looking for what you need to do. If you think of it like that, you'll start to see what a great idea this is. And it is the most solid thing I've seen. Like I said, had I taken this advice 10 years ago, my last 10 years would have been way different. But it's okay. It's okay. I took a few bullets for you guys so that I can teach you how not to take bullets. Okay? I'm a sergeant. You know, I've had many things thrown at me in life. And you know, I want to rely upon the people that have been there as well, who've taken the bullets. Payman's one of those people. And you can trust that he's going to tell you the truth. Because the truth is pretty simple. And it's the real thing. It's the only one real thing there is. So stick with that. And everyone else, for those who will have this recording up in the premium member area later this evening. So if you're not a premium member, get yourself set up so you're in that area and you can see it. And I guess that's it for now.
Thanks for having me, TJ. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, my friend.
Bye-bye.